Welcome back to Wrestling with Ski. I'm still here. He's finally over himself, so he can do something tonight. Thank you for not dying.
I
greatly appreciate that, because you did kind of sound really ugly.
End of month, just running around, no light at the end of the tunnel, and just took some Excedrin and some freaking sleeping aid and just out, basically.
Kind of sounded like the last 11 months and 19 days of my Marine Corps career. There was no light at the end of the tunnel until suddenly they're like, hey, guess what? It's over. When? Now. Oh. Mike, you have 3 days to check out, and the whole battalion's in the field.
Not to forewarn you, but you have to do everything in like 3 days, and you know.
And everyone's in the field. That was.
Bet you were at the stoop of the office there, just waiting for it to sign this as they're walking by coming back from the field.
You don't even have to say anything.
Trying to get autographs at a baseball game.
Oh, I never tried to do that. You go to a college baseball game, though, it's really easy to do that. They normally stick around after the game as long as it's home. I mean, you just got to show up and hey. They're actually very giving normally. But we get into Smackdown. I know I probably watched it more than you because
I heard a lot of good things.
I wasn't dying, so it was easier for me to pay attention because my head was going to explode. Yeah, like there was. I mean, we know who was going to win the 6-person tag team match, but I mean, when you got Bianca, Bailey, Ziggler, Rude, the Street Profits, and we all know what's going to happen.
Yeah, there's
a reason Ziggler's been around for that many matches.
They all gel together very well.
Like I said, I mean, you shared it. Ziggler's been in a lot of matches. He has lost almost all of them. Well over half of them at least, and he's never needed to win. Like he's so good at just irritating the hell out of people. He could lose every week and no one would know.
And he still looks strong. Like and people know that. People know that he's a very talented wrestler. And even before now, where he's already putting people over, and he's their tag champs and stuff like that. But like he's always been putting people over since the beginning. But again, he didn't really need to win all the time to look strong because his ring presence and his ring performance is just A+ in my book.
He's phenomenal. I mean, not to steal the word from someone else, but I mean, there's a reason he is where he is, and he's been around as long as he has been. And I mean, he doesn't really need to win ever.
Hashtag out mother standing.
Yeah, like he's always been really good. Like he's one of the best workers they have. There's all kinds of rumors and all that as to why he's never, been the guy, like the guy for more than 10 seconds, but he doesn't need it.
I don't think it's an ego thing for him. He's very humble and just, he's best for business guy, and he's been loyal. I mean, his whole tenure, for God's sake, he was a male cheerleader. I mean, but I think it's not always been about him. It's what's best for business. And I think those beliefs have paid dividends. I mean, he's been world champ once or twice, a lot of tag team championships, intercontinental. He's the Grand Slam, I think, isn't he?
Has to be, yeah. He's won everything.
But he's not one of those, okay, pay me big money, but you better give me this. He's all about putting the talent in a better position to sell the product better, no matter what he's doing.
I hate the phrase best for business, but
he is the standard. Like
he is best. He has been his whole entire career. Like, what do you want? Got it. Got you. So he's been good. And they put on, and again, everyone in the ring, everyone's a bunch of freaks.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's good. Bailey's great characters. I mean, like Bianca's good. Like it's just one of those. It's like who's gonna win? I don't care. Sometimes it's not gonna suck.
It wouldn't have mattered, whether it was Profits or Ziggler and Rude, because we would just be graced with an awesome match, which every match that they've had, I mean, has been phenomenal.
Just want to let you know that my dog is the most embarrassing species ever.
That's okay. It happens.
You should see it right now.
I mean, it could be worse. It could be her yelping and the cat's getting in on your microphone again. But
Or Buster could be Reginald, who did make an appearance. I hate Reginald. I think it's the worst thing ever.
And there's Mario.
It's a me, Mario. I have better facial hair. But Tamina and Natty, I mean, like.
Yeah, we know. I think it's coming. I think they're going to throw the belts on them. It's only a matter of time before Baszler and Nia go at it. So, you know.
Yeah, and they keep throwing that in there. They keep throwing Shay. They keep throwing Reginald.
Yeah.
Never tell you I hate Reginald.
Yeah, hopefully Baszler like chokes him out and then he's gone
forever.
Bye. See you again.
I never liked him. I didn't even like him as a sommelier. And when you saw him, that means you're guaranteed to see Mella. Which is an okay thing most of the time. I just don't want something exponentially stupid about this whole situation.
Yeah.
But that was my thing. I'm like, what? They're having them win all this. What? They got the singles matches. They got the tag match now this week that they won. They're gonna dump the belts. I mean, then at least I guess Tamina can say that she won something in her career.
Yeah.
She won. And Natty, they hear what? Don't say we never gave you anything for all your years of loyalty. Here, you could be a women's tag champ.
Yeah. I think she was a Divas champ like once.
Yeah, like she's been there for that long.
That's all I remember.
Yep, training everybody up, and she's been champion for 8 seconds.
But you know what? Like Natty, I honestly think she's not from what it seems. She's not very egotistical. I think it's again another. What can I do to elevate other talent? I mean, she doesn't really need to elevate Baszler or Nia, but somehow they got to get the tag team titles off of them anyways to build that whole separate program. But again, I mean, Natty is I think in retrospect is making Tamina look better. You know, Tamina has developed a little bit better. The crowd likes her. Again, WrestleMania was cheering for him. It's really and it's a good mix because having Tamina finally wrestling and doing her thing in the tag division lessens the amount of chances of getting hurt. So again, I think Natty is one of those I'm going to elevate talent because she doesn't really need it.
I'm going to go with.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice for her to get her due, and I see the straps being put on them too anyway. Eventually,
I mean, I'm not trying to take anything away from anyone in the women's tag division, but when Tamina is getting a chant in the match, you officially lost because they were on TV like 3 or 4 times saying, "Why aren't we here? No one cares about us." And Tamina's getting a chant at Mania, like Tamina. Who we've seen collectively like 9 times in the last like 7 years.
Yeah.
She comes out, she gets hurt, she goes away. She comes out, she gets hurt, she goes away. They put her in the Royal Rumbles. That's about it. You don't even notice she's there and she's getting a chant. That tells you how turned off everyone was that night. Oh, wait, that's because they had The Fiend lose to Randy on a simple one RKO and no one cared the rest of the night. Thank God for the main event. One for the main event. Man, that whole night was dead. Like, why didn't you have Bray go and do that like right before the main event? So everyone like, So like, no, you just started off and everyone's like, I wonder how many people turned off Peacock. Wish you could look up that stuff. Can I see the hourly rate, like where they were? Like what? Yeah, everyone turned it off.
They're always going to have subscriptions because if you're a Comcast subscriber, I mean, they've got guaranteed. I mean, if you have the X1 or the Flex or whatever they call it, you get Peacock for free. So you're always going to have a high number of subscribers. So, I mean, it wouldn't be it wouldn't be accurate numbers at all because no matter what, unless you drop your cable completely, then you still got Peacock. So it's still kind of, I guess, in a sense, inflates numbers to a point because it's considered free for certain users. So those numbers are never going to be true unless you decide, well, I'm going to get rid of Comcast.
Well, I do not have Comcast. I'm not intend on ever getting Comcast. And It's kind of like my feelings on AT&T. Like if you have to give someone away this thing, what does that say about your
What does it say about the
service?
product?
When you have to, and you're like, here, what will give you this for free and that for free and this for free? Well, everything's free. Free phone, free equipment, free apps, free streaming services, free everything. And well, as much as everyone dumps on Peacock, I must say that pay-per-views have actually been a million times better on my end since they switched to Peacock. Everyone was giving me horror stories about how bad Peacock is. Like WWE Network sucked for me.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing. Again, I am a Comcast. I am Comcast, cable. It is nice. It doesn't chop. At first it was because of the whole transition of all the material and stuff like that, which any platform you start transferring stuff to, it can get a little hazy. But no, the last stuff I've actually streamed on there, given that it's right there, on the box itself and through the whole package, hasn't been bad at all now. I just think it's the fact of those first couple weeks of transfer and everything,
Yeah, I think
kinda
you're out of your
slow.
mind. I think you're absolutely out of your mind. 'Cause no matter what I watched the network on, it sucked. You would text me about stuff like after the main event was over and I was still watching it sit there doing this so long, or the little line that goes across as it was buffering, that I still wouldn't make it to the main event. I was 20 minutes behind you.
Yeah, I had troubles with the network. It was one of those things. Because again, it wasn't built into what
It was terrible.
Peacock is. It's built in there. You just go on, you're done.
But I saw all the horror stories when they said they're moving. Everyone's like, "Oh, great! Well, it's gonna suck even more. Why Peacock sucks?" Like, are you guys sure you were on the same WWE network? Because I was like 20, 30 minutes behind everybody. You would tell me about main events. Drew would tell me, you can't believe that happened. Like, well, because I'll need to keep watching. Why? Because I knew what I thought was going to happen. Like, thanks, guy, for ruining the whole thing. At least I can go to bed early now. Yeah. That sucks so bad, WrestleMania in New Orleans. No, San Francisco, because they were so far, like, oh my God. It was already went to like, what, 1:30?
Yeah.
Regularly. And then I had like 30, 40 minutes of just buffering time. So I was up to like 2:30 just, why is this still on?
Trying to not look at your feed and
I'd have no problem. I have no problem with that.
Accidentally came across it.
I had no problem with that. A phone gets kept away. I'm not stupid, but they're going, everyone's, oh man, that was amazing. Like, yep, well, I'm still too mad. Like, it hasn't even started for me. And the main event went 40 minutes. I mean, no, it didn't. It was Brock and Roman.
Speaking of things amazing, got to see another vignette of Aleister Black, your favorite buddy.
And you're conveniently following along right in the timeline of everything that happened for the night. And the big glasses fit him.
Oh yeah. Just everything so far has been. I mean, that was one thing I did actually go and watch, because that was probably the second most important thing of the night besides the main event.
Which we all knew who was going to win.
Third part. I mean, again, that tag match, Profits, Ziggler.
Aleister was still better than that.
Oh yeah.
No offense to them. Aleister was still better than the main event because we knew we were going to have a good match. We knew Brian was going to leave and go away.
Again, I hope they don't rush this. I'm pretty sure they have a lot of material.
He can keep going forever. Like, he can do this for months.
Yeah.
Like what?
But like
a minute and a half a week?
You go from chapter 1 to chapter 2. Why don't you? I'm hoping they kind of break down bits and pieces of each chapter. I'm hoping they're not going chapter, because if they're going to stretch this out, you're going to have like 1,000 chapters. Like, kind of, take your time.
Hey, but it's still better than anything they did with Carmella or any of them.
Oh yeah.
Now with all that stuff, or the stuff they wasted with Mustafa, as they pronounce it now. How the hell he went from Mustafa Ali?
Depending on what attire he's wearing.
He was Mustafa Ali all the time. Suddenly he comes back with them and he's Mustafa. It's the same thing. Shut up. But look at all the build for that, and then we got Retribution out of it. This is like them showing him that he could tell a minute and a half story every week. See, we're allowed to use that word now because Justin broke the fourth wall. I broke the fourth wall. Yeah, that was you. God, I love that night. But yeah, it's going to be really good. I think that I just want to see him back in the ring. And again, I'm happy because I didn't understand why they wasted him with the whole eyeball thing.
Yeah,
He came back with the patch, and he still like had this normal everything was.
yeah.
The one guy's, oh, I'm blind because of it. The other guy's like, hey, I got a pirate patch, but my eye is fine.
Oh, it's kind of like the whole, Kane thing, wearing a mask. He never was really burnt. He was, emotionally, like that kind of thing.
Yeah. I just don't want them to screw it.
Yeah.
That's all I want. It's them to not screw it. I know they have a very good track record of doing that, but I think that they'll be good.
Yeah.
I think it'll lead to something really good. But I don't know. Again, I'm just so used to them screwing it.
Yeah. So it's like you're like really, really excited, like you're jumping up and down, but then like part of you like starts slowing down and like, okay,
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Good. And then you start to hold your breath, and then the next week goes good, and then you start getting excited again, and then you slowly start holding your breath again, waiting for. Which is good. It's like an emotional roller coaster, but again, hopefully they don't rush it. Hopefully they don't screw it up. I totally agree.
I'm more on the screw it up. Rush it as much as you want. If it involves him getting back in the ring and just suddenly shows up and kicks someone's head off, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I am frighteningly okay with him randomly showing up and taking someone's head off.
Or, if he goes back and forth from his chapter storytelling thing to randomly kicking people's heads off and not like having a full match to like per se, I don't know, SummerSlam or at least maybe building a story with one of the superstars and not just having them go back and forth, but him keep telling his story and then, showing up and kicking the guy, whoever he's going to be potentially facing, or just, him pick someone he's going to go after, mess with
that
them,
would be the best one.
Incorporate a story, and then randomly kick other people's heads off that have to do with, that person he's actually going after. You know what I mean? Like
to clear the way for it.
Kind of the bits and pieces of the puzzle that are building the full puzzle. Like, okay, for instance, let's say Kevin Owens, let's say he goes back after Kevin Owens. Well, him and Sami Zayn used to be best friends. And per se, hypothetically, Sami and Kevin are okay, but then, Alistair starts screwing with Sami before he even really starts screwing with Kevin, like kicking Sami's head off or something, like a storyline like that, make it relatable, taking things of their personal lives and just mentally screwing with them.
If they make those two okay one more time.
That was a hypothetical.
I know. I'm just saying.
Scenario. It wasn't like I'm saying it's happening.
I know. Look how many times they've done it. Look how many times they do it.
Yeah,
I'm just very clearly stating if they do that again, someone's getting fought.
Yeah.
I don't know who's getting fought, but I'm fighting the first closest person to me.
Yeah.
Is why. And then if we're going to talk about all of them, Apollo beating Big E by DQ because, Sasquatch got involved. Shocker.
Yeah.
Z's. Sorry.
I honestly think that whole storm there it's going to end up fatal 4-way Intercontinental.
Yeah, but look, oh my God, here comes Kevin. Oh my God, here comes Sami. Oh no, Sami got the Nigerian nail. Here, I'm going to go with it. He got the Samoan spike from a guy that's about a foot taller.
Very much.
Even does it like the crazy wild, like the crazy wild, like Umaga used to do. Like he stole it 100%, like didn't do anything to make it. I get Kevin keeping the stunner his own, but I mean, when you have it down to the exact facial expression.
Yeah, just no. Vince idea, bad for business.
Bad for a lot of things, like lots and lots. But I looked at the first time I was like, please God,
I'd be rolling over in my grave.
Like, please tell me I didn't just see that. And then, then he came back and did it. And I was like, he did do that.
Yeah.
He did do that. And then zoomed in on it this week. Like, they really did that.
Yeah.
I get like paying homage, but do you have to 100% copyright infringe, steal the damn thing?
Yeah. Agreed.
I personally don't think you have to.
Yeah.
Everybody's different. But that. I mean, like
I mean, it's good though. It's again, I think Fatal 4-Way. You got 2 heels, 2 faces. Anything can happen. Honestly, I'm gonna say Apollo's gonna retain. I think this is more than just
I think they're gonna do it
something
for a
that
minute.
meets the eye, and I think it could go on for a while.
Yeah, and he's talented enough. I mean, so
Oh yeah,
I mean, there's no point in having him turn heel, pick up the damn accent, and get a henchman just to have him drop the belt like 10 minutes later. Like none of that makes any sense. So sorry, all you boys and girls listening, but
he's going to retain.
He's holding on to the title. Do we know when Tamina and Natty are going to get them? No, but sooner or later, Nia and Shayna are going at. We just don't know how close to SummerSlam they're going to do it.
Yeah.
So they can, kill each other. And hopefully Reginald gets killed too, and not legitimately murdered, but hopefully the character gets killed and we never see him again.
I mean, I wouldn't mind the Samoan Spike being copyright infringed on Reginald. I'm fine with that. That's the one time I'm all for it, just so he goes away.
I would share, comment, and repeat every time I saw it. Yeah. See what I did there?
Telling you, that's going to be the #1 shirt seller. Telling you.
I mean, before we get into the main event, as you're here, my phone's there. But in case you didn't know, we were out. I mean, your phone's right there. I believe the number was 494 2 days ago, Thursday morning when I sent you that.
Yeah. No, 496. 496. There was 6. I remember ending in 6.
Well, then it was a little over 5 by that night, right?
Yeah.
It was at 516, I believe the number was.
Yeah.
518, whatever. 518, I think. Before, tonight, looking at it before we went on here, we were up at 609.
Nice.
We almost went up a whole 100 in 48 hours. That's 2 days for those that don't understand hours because you're not that bright. It's okay. I'm not that bright either. I just don't sleep at night. So,
except for when one of your pets knocks over the light.
Then I'm alive. I'm in charge. I'm ready to go. I'm very self-controlled. That's because I love you, buddy. You don't even know where you are half the time. You should run for president. Yeah, up to 609. We are inside of 10 of having a full 100 listen 48 hours. It's averaging 50 listens a day. Like that. That's impressive. And we even have one from Germany. Again.
Nice.
I looked on there
Das is good.
99, 99%. Nice. Less than 1% Germany. What the hell? Yeah, I'm not complaining, but so if you are that guy from Germany,
please friend request me.
Hats off to you. That's amazing. That freaked me out when I saw it. Still though, 99 less than 1%. What the hell?
Hey.
I scrolled. I'm just what? Let me get to the actual. Wait. Scroll back. Where the hell did you come from? You're my #1 favorite person right now. Just because you scared the bejesus out of me right there.
Nice.
Didn't know what to say, but I figured you should know. By the end of this, we're gonna have 124 hours because we're gonna post this, and all of our people are gonna jump on it. And that's just on Spotify, all of them, and Anchor and all that. That doesn't even include video views, interaction. So I think that's kind of terrifying, in a good way.
Doing something right.
So good on us and good on you, guy, all the way over there in Germany, or gal. Doesn't show me what they are, but human being in Germany. There you go.
There you go.
Das Human. I figured you should like to know that.
That is awesome. So, Universal title match. We start off with an awesome Roman Reigns theme. It's about time they got away from the Shield thing after 7 long years. Don't get me wrong.
It's a good song.
It's a cool theme, but I like it. I really do. I'm hoping Apple Music drops it this either Tuesday or Fridays, because that's usually when they drop new music. Again, getting away from the other producers.
Dun, 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 dun. I mean, it's stuck in my head for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. Is it bad? Like, here's how bad it is. It was on right there, maybe 8, 9, 10 feet away. Who knows? Right there, projector, literally right here. Like where the microphone is normally where the projector is, right in front of my. And I missed it last night. And then I watched it again today just to make sure I didn't miss it, and I missed it again.
Kind of like you missed the really
Keith
crappy
Lee.
Keith Lee theme that I told you about, and you were just wondering, dude, why you ranting and raving about it, and then you had to rewind.
There I was. You know, that was new. No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Like, oh, really? Listen to this. Oh.
And then you woke up the next morning and then you saw so many negative posts. You're like, yeah, that's.
I mean, it was so bad I didn't even notice that they did it. But this one was good. Him and Heyman moving, you know, they had a little swagger going down there with it. And Heyman with the great promo beforehand on Daniel Bryan.
And that's just going to show you he's going to be a heel for
very long
time, and probably going to hold on to the belt for a very long time. You just, you know, I mean, I did read a quick article when I was getting.
Tell me Meltzer didn't write it.
Yeah, no, he didn't. But
no offense. Yeah, no offense, Dave.
That theme actually took, since he had picked up the heel persona. They only started producing that when he picked up that heel persona, and you know, some of these things take a while. And you know what? It was definitely well worth waiting for. Same thing with Keith Lee when he got that crappy music when he got sent up to the main roster. Lee and whoever the producers were, because Lee wanted to sing his own theme again, because I don't know if you know, his first theme, that's him, rapping. So
they should have paid the guy.
Some of them take a little while. Same thing with Big E, because it was produced and made with Wally, or Whale, or however he goes by.
Wale.
Okay. Wale.
Sorry, he's not the little robot. He's not Wall-E. He is Wale.
Wale.
Sounds French. Ole.
Yeah.
Now all we need is little. What's his name? Oh, the little short person, El Torito. Ole.
Yeah, there you go.
Get him back. I mean, at least we're not to that level of programming. Not a completely different. At least we don't have El Torito going at it with, what was his, like, in a ladder match. But like,
yeah.
Which, now that I think about it, I'm probably going to go and find that and watch it just for the absurdity of it. But I mean, this one fits for him.
Yeah.
Roman, that is. You know, it's good. Like it, because, like I said, and I tell people all the time, Brandon, if you're listening to this, I told you last night, 3 sheets to the wind, but I told you, Roman heel is the best thing that came out of 2020.
Yeah.
Like, finally, you're getting booed for the right reasons, not because we hate you. And now you finally got rid of, like, it's a completely clean slate. New song, the stupid thing, the vest is gone, the Shield song is gone. Yeah. Like, all of that, he has a whole, I mean, you see him, he's throwing elbows, guillotines.
The whole Shield thing has finally been laid to rest.
Give it another 10 years.
I guarantee you, Raw 2000, they'll have some kind of reunion, triple powerbomb somebody through a table. But that's just the way it is.
But
you know,
that was good though, and
and hate to go off on a siren again. If Vince decides to work with other promotions, again, I keep seeing these articles.
Yeah, but I just have this hard time believing that they're going to look at John now, go and call him by the, be like, hey, if they're all working together, be like, hey, what? We got to do a Shield reunion one more time. Like, here. I bet you that'll go over worse than a fart in church. That'll be like a nuclear bomb.
Yeah, but you know what?
He'll probably laugh and hang up.
If money's involved, Vince will say yes, and just for the nostalgia.
No, I don't mean that.
Sure.
I mean, they bring that up to John, like to Moxley, Dean, whatever the hell, like, hey, what? We're thinking about an idea, putting the Shield back together for one night. He'd hang up. He didn't seem very happy doing anything that had to do with the Shield at all after he came back.
I think if it were coming from the right people, as in maybe Rollins or Reigns, making that call,
like, he didn't seem very happy.
I think he could be convinced. I think so.
I think he wasn't happy at all when he came back from his tricep thing, and they had him dealing with that. And he went on his solo thing with his jacket and all that. And then what happened? By the end of it, they were back together again for his last little bit. Hey, well, we got nothing else for you, so we're just going to put the Shield back together again. I don't see him. I mean,
I
time
think
heals
I
all
think if
wounds, they
it's the
say.
I think if it's right place, right time, and certain people aren't in the
Like,
picture
hey,
anymore,
look, you're gonna triple power bomb Vince through a table. Like, sold.
I'm pretty sure he'd be sold on that, no doubt.
Like, really? Well, you better hope I'm what? Better hope I'm not pushing that man through a table. Why? He's not gonna get back up. Ever. He's angry. I don't blame him.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that was garbage how he got used after that whole thing happened. There's no offense. I mean, at that point, he had way more talent and moved like everything than Roman altogether.
Yeah.
And then Roman got the push and booed out of every building. Hey, that takes great talent to get booed out of that many buildings. Hell,
Yeah.
even The Rock standing next to you, he got The Rock booed out of a damn building. That is a talent that I didn't even know is physically possible. You got The Rock booed out of a building. When the hell, like, I mean, when does that happen? I mean, like, he got booed while he was doing like the Rock concerts when he was first leaving and all that, and everyone was all mad. But otherwise, from Die Rocky Die to when he came back to the nation, when the hell did The Rock get booed out of the building just for being there?
Yeah.
It was amazing. But anyway, off of that tangent, the music's good. We all knew who was going to win, and
main event was good.
I wish I could have been there for the conversation, like when the cameras died and they killed all the Thunderdome feeds and all that, like just to see that, because that, I mean, that had to be the biggest bro hug and thank you ever coming from Roman, because I mean, Roman, again, he has more moveset, he has more everything.
Yeah.
But like Daniel just made him look phenomenal.
And a lot of false finishes, which is always good in a match, especially keeping you on your toes, getting Cesaro involved. So we know it's coming. And I think it's going to be a very long and good story buildup. I see it going past SummerSlam. I hate to say it, but I think Reigns is going to be champ at least.
He's going to be champion for a very long time.
At least until Mania next year. You can build so much with Cesaro with not having to do a lot, and you can make a really, really long program if the cards are played right.
As long as he doesn't beat Punk's record. Hey, I'm just sorry, between the two of them, it was kind of like when AJ was the longest reigning Divas champion ever. And then they do twin magic on Raw just so they could give Nikki the record, but that she needed like 10, literally she got the record on like, the day before Mania, just so she could hold it into Mania so they could beat AJ's record and let Charlotte beat her. Like,
Yeah.
And then we're not spiteful. Well, we didn't mean to give him his separation papers on his wedding day. We're not. No, you just let Twin Magic ruin it just so she can hold it.
Yeah, but you got to realize though, it's two different titles.
I know, but I don't care. Like the Divas, it's still like they was still the Divas title when they let Nikki beat that just because.
They'll probably reword it as longest to hold a world title, because that can mean both of them.
It's just like
I know. I'm just saying. We all know technically Punk held the WWE title for 434 days.
They were glorious.
Is the Universal title, but again, when the record's broken, they're going to put it as Roman being the longest to hold a world title. That's how they're going to reword it to scratch it out of the record book.
It was just.
I'm calling it right now. Hate to make people angry, but that's the way it's going to go down.
They're not spiteful. And let's go back to Bruce on one of his episodes with Conrad. Well, does that sound like something Vince McMahon do? No, it's a Vince McMahon that I know. Really? So we got overnighted his termination papers like on his wedding day, and then you did that just to beat AJ's record.
Yeah.
Like you can't say there's any other reason for it. Like why have them hold the match on Raw just to have them get disqualified to drag it out otherwise? There's no damn point. And then she literally like, oh, you beat it by a day. Good. Like you're done, over, night, bye. And then Charlotte's held the title for 700 years since then. We haven't even had like 7 years, but it's been 700 years. It felt like that. Hopefully she starts giving back now.
Yeah.
But I like this Roman. And Heyman did a good thing, and Daniel made him look Really, really,
Yeah.
really good. I don't know if you got to see the whole thing with your crazy life and your head.
I saw
Your head was
bits and
going to
pieces.
explode, but that was phenomenal. I mean,
I saw bits and pieces of it, but I saw the roundup version of it.
That was a big old bro hug at the end of that. Like that was a hell of a match. And Jey Uso, that was the worst concerto ever though, because the angle they had, you could clearly see that chair didn't get.
Yeah, it could have.
It was off by about there was only that much of a gap between the two. I mean, why would you have the camera right there to perfectly see it? I don't know. And when Roman went after the running knee, went to put his foot on the rope, I mean, his leg was still in the air, and the ref just 1, 2. Now his foot's down. Like there is a solid
Yeah,
little things are what get me anymore. 1, 2. Now I'm just gonna sit here and wait for him to put his foot on the rope. You're not counting it there. So at least you can stop yourself. Wait, you're a WWE official. You guys know how to stop that far away from the mat. 2, but no, you're just 2. His foot's on the rope. Little things like that are what irritate the living hell out of me. And yes, I watched it again just to make sure I saw it right. I did. I even rewinded. Thank you, ability to record things. I went back.
Now that you said that, I'm gonna watch that whole match in full, and I'm just gonna be watching my screen, wait for it. Wait for it.
Running
there it is.
It's terrible. Everyone, I get yelled at all the time. Why are you dumping all over it? It's just little stupid things that make it just look so. When you're having that good of a match, why be stupid? Especially the official. It was the whole Becky and Ronda's shoulders not being completely down. All they had to do was wait for the it's not like you couldn't see it, ref. I mean, all you do. Okay, ready, go. No, you just screw it. But I don't care if she has a quarter of one shoulder on the mat. Go. There's all this good. You're just blatantly stupid. Again,
when
the Royal Rumble with Kevin Owens.
Not to go back to that WrestleMania match, but when you got me and I think Daniel Stevens was watching that with me, and we're she won, and Michael Cole's saying his stupid spiel about the shoulder. He even said it, I believe. I'm pretty sure, if I recall that.
Her shoulders weren't down.
I think Corey Graves was going nuts saying she won, but Michael Cole's going, wait a minute.
Her shoulder wasn't even down. Shut up, Cole.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how that went down, if I recall correctly. If I'm not, then correct me if I'm wrong.
Shut up, stupid. Shut up. It was just why? And again, I get yelled at so many times by people. Why? It doesn't matter. It's the little things. How many little things it takes to ruin one little thing can ruin a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there looking at 1, 2. It's 6.
Heyman got them cuffs off yet?
I mean, you should have just pulled a cigarette out and started smoking the damn thing. He stood there so long. I mean, 6. He's still down. One of the times I wish I could whistle. I mean, he might as well
have. Yeah.
Should have got him a lounge chair, a few beers, lit a cigarette or something at the time of his life, because it's not like he was actually doing a thing. I mean, how simple. He keeps counting. Heyman gets up and shoves him. No one notices anything.
Yeah.
But no, let's just.
Speaking of other stupid things, so we all know who Dave Meltzer is, and we know he can be stupid. And I posted it on the page just to see if I could get any reactions as far as not him Meltzer being stupid, but could it be a possibility for Brian to work with guys down in NXT? Because honestly, it'd be great.
Hey, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You make 100% of the ones you do. Just look at Dave Meltzer. I mean, they haven't at least debate. I mean, he makes the shot. It never goes, but
hey, you never know, man. And maybe Vince will be like, that's a good idea.
I mean, there's a few. You think back though, with all the people he's worked with in his WWE tenure, he's worked with a lot of people. But I mean, I don't mean he could go to Raw and team up with Drew Gulak to try to be tag champs or something, just because that whole thing they had going. But look at all the people in NXT that he's either never had a chance to work with or hasn't worked with in forever.
The top two I would love to see Ciampa
and Johnny
and done.
Go against
done, definitely.
DIY. Separately, of course, but go like those two right there. The matches they could have. I mean, Adam Cole. Like I just don't like. I've never been a. I've never been an Adam Cole guy.
From a technical standpoint, Bryan and Dunn, like that's just, and I'm sure people are hollering for it, or wanting it, praying
Bryan
on
and
it.
Dunn,
Like
Bryan and Kyle.
My God.
I mean, there's
like
just think of their striking. So like, there's so many people that you sit there and go. I mean, him and Pete Dunne going out of hell. I mean, like it would be Pete Dunne great. Like he is doing his whole "I'm the greatest technical wrestler on the planet" thing.
Yeah.
Have Daniel show up and be like, "Booyah!"
Yeah.
Like Word Life, open challenge, and everyone loses their mind.
And you know what? Even if Bryan lost that match to Dunne,
no one would care.
It'd still be a great match. It doesn't even matter.
No one would remember who won. No one would remember. Like who won that? We all did.
Like they wouldn't even worry. They wouldn't even remember who won because you know what? They would put on that good of a technical match.
Like who won? Huh? Who did win? We all won.
Yeah, basically, we won.
Not as much as Randy Orton won that night, but I'm going to say that for the rest of my life, as long as we're doing this.
Yeah.
But like, who won? Randy Orton. Be like, he's retired like 10 years ago. I know.
Still won.
He's still the biggest winner in WWE history. In Thunderdome history, at least.
Yeah.
That was the greatest thing. Like, boom. But I hope Meltzer like finally got something right. But I don't see why he would go to Raw. I really don't. Like he's worked with he's worked with the New Day, he's worked with the AJ. I mean, he's done there's nothing there. Like I don't see the plus to Raw for NXT.
Or maybe we push the cross company.
Let him do NXT first.
Promotions.
Let him do NXT first.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to see him do stuff with like Kenny Omega. And they're like, no, I'd rather see him and like Pete Dunne and Ciampa and Gargano just
exhaust all the situations before you start thinking, you know.
Why? Because you never know, something stupid could happen.
I can tell you, not just you, not just me, but there are fans out there, and I don't speak for everyone, but they're a lot of people probably saw that come across. It was actually a couple of the feeds that I subscribed to on Facebook, but they're just like, yeah, they've got to be in on it. They got to be all for it. There's no way. If you're not all in on Daniel Bryan going to NXT, well, then I don't know what you or kind of drugs you were doing on the planet, but damn.
Like, I mean, they stole the show.
Either get off of them or start sharing them.
Like, and I don't get how people don't, but
yeah,
there's a lot of dumb going on right now. So in the world, but if you're a professional wrestling fan and you have a problem with like Daniel Bryan's in-ring ability, like, are you sure you've actually watched any wrestling in your life? Like, that guy can do just. Notice he's never in a bad match.
No.
No matter who the hell he's worked with.
I cannot recall any match being bad, botched, anything. I can't think of anything. And that's not just WWE. That's just in general. Like, I've never seen it, never heard it.
There's a reason he is where he is.
Yeah.
There's a reason he had a whole movement. Granted, that was a lot of idiocy and, well, Vince giving a lot of free t-shirts away so people could storm the ring, but that's another story for another day.
I would have done it.
Yeah, hey, I would have. Just see Triple H went, you're on. Like, what? We don't overly dramatic dramatization. We don't need you. But it was a hell of a time. You never see it again. I just hope he does NXT first, please God. But if he shows up on Raw, sorry, buddy, but you're on your own on Tuesday. I'm turning it off. I'm like literally, if I like, I'm turning off the projector. I'm doubling up on my sleeping meds and I'm going to bed. And I'm not going to give it the time of day. Granted, it's not really worth it anyway. All right.
Yeah.
He shows up on Raw, I quit.
Yeah.
Just like I quit prediction shows, except for
honestly,
quit.
I cannot see anybody on Raw that hasn't already done something or something that's even, I wouldn't say not worthy, but I can't.
You know what? He did AJ stuff. He did Randy stuff. He's done New Day's, like New Day Riddle. Like he's like, what the hell? Like have him fight a Moss. And he just bounced like
the only thing I could possibly see
the Fiend trying to take his light away and making him go away forever. Like, how do we get rid of Daniel Bryan? Let's get Bray. Why? He disappears people all the time.
But then again,
hell, Loomis.
If they were to do Daniel and Bray, I don't think Fiend would be involved. They don't need it. You could have a rekindlation of Swamp Bray like they did with Strowman.
See, and then like there we go. Like,
but not a cinematic match. Yeah, but you wouldn't even need that.
Let's just go with Loomis. Well, he loves kidnapping people and making them like.
Yeah, true.
Hell, look. I mean, let's have Loomis. What? Like, how Daniel Bryan go? I don't know. Loomis knocked him out, threw him in the trunk, and drove away. We never saw him again. I mean, it's probably not a very good idea. People like Loomis. I mean, you want to get Loomis to turn heel, have him kidnap Daniel Bryan. You'll have the biggest heel on the planet ever. He will outdo Roman immediately. But I mean, they could do. I don't know. I don't think there's no point. Like again, even Bray, he's he's been there so long. He has done something with all of them. NXT is the only one that makes sense. And if they don't, swear to God, I tell you right now, his music hits on Monday. I'm turning it off, and I'm going to do less than you do when you're busy, or when I'm busy. Like I try to like get through as fast as I can. I'm not even going to put forth any effort. You're just going to sit here and talk for like a half hour. So I'm not even wasting my breath if they go that stupid. Hell, I'll go on Twitter and tell Vince he's stupid. I'll probably get banned right away, but that's okay because stupid apparently is a hate word now.
Oh, well.
I mean, I get it, but how come I could see Chris Jericho's GIF all over the place talking about it was a stupid idea from bad creative or a bad idea from stupid creative? I don't know, whichever it was.
I think it was a bad idea from
stupid creative. Like I could see that all over the place. But that's fine. But you call someone stupid, that's mean. Yeah. Well, I mean, Jericho's calling the whole creative team stupid.
Yeah.
That's more than one person. For those of us counting at home, that's a whole ball of stupid. But literally, pray. Say a prayer in there. Everybody, that his music doesn't hit on Raw. Because I tell you what, like if Raw hasn't sucked enough, I guarantee you they will turn off a lot of people if they put him on Raw. Like, hey, what? The ratings just dropped down to what? Like, I don't know, 10 people. Remember December to dismember? Yep, like we didn't even come close to that. It would be the worst rated anything ever. Ever. I'm not ready for that in my life. Yeah. We only have him for so many more years. Think he goes down there, he could keep doing that for like, if he does sign a part-time contract.
Yeah, doesn't need to be full-time.
He can go down there, work a program with someone.
Coach.
Say coach people, go away, and do his thing there to work with people. Come back every couple months and be like, hey, hi. Remember me? I'm that guy with the beard. Looks like me. That guy. I think that'd be great. But let's move on to, I know you have a whole paper full of.
No, the only thing I have left, and I wanted to try to make the two posts that I posted on this page a little bit more
Stone Cold.
Draft pick and define superstar define your childhood. We did get some draft pick answers and stuff like that, and everyone's kind of like, I can't just pick one, which is understandable. I can't pick one either. If I'm going to go with overall, both defined my childhood and draft pick at the same time, Undertaker. I mean,
best character.
Everybody just wanted to be Taker. Taker, looking at it from a draft point, loyalty, money was never a big deal, which leads to better loyalty. And money wise, just merchandise, everything wise, people ate it up. Storyline driven, no matter what version of Taker was, I have not thought of a Undertaker storyline that's been dumb.
Trouble everyone and speak. DX, Brothers of Destruction, Saudi Arabia, worst, dumb waste of.
That wasn't a story though. That was a money grab.
They tried to build a story. If they just didn't try to, we never
money grab. There's a difference.
No, when they wasted their time with that many vignettes trying to build the thing, they tried to put a story to it, and it was atrocious. They wouldn't have had to have any vignettes. Taker, DX shows up, says we're the greatest thing ever. Boom! Suddenly there's fire and gongs and smoke and lightning bolts. They just have a little schmoz. Everyone goes away happy. No, they decide to go and have all these vignettes and spend weeks and weeks trying to build one of the biggest atrocities known to mankind. If it wasn't for Goldberg, it would be the worst atrocity of all time. But Goldberg almost killed the man. So that goes number one.
Count. That's just.
What do you know? There was another stupid one they tried to build some time with. Here we go. Saudi Arabia as a whole. I don't know why he ever flew over there. What? You know what it's going to be? Stupid. What did we accomplish in those matches?
Okay. I do apologize. Those were two stupid ones. But
Goldberg almost killed him.
That was a cash grab for Vince.
They still tried to build.
Vince made promises, and he kept his promise. Well, if you want to call it keeping promises,
they still tried to build. They still tried to build it. They could have just had again. Just have them show up, surprise everybody, have a little schmoz. No, when there's that many vignettes being done,
I think no, wasn't the tag match in Australia? I thought.
Whatever, fine. Anything outside of the continental
Australia, US. The tag match was not. Was it Australia?
I don't know. It might have been a Super Showdown. I think, yeah. Who cares? Anything they did on outside the U.S., outside of our continent over there. I mean, what did we get from that? From any of those? Goldberg almost killed Taker because he was like out of his mind, gone, doesn't remember any of it. Which makes you think about how Taker took that beating from Brock because he was just as gone. He was Taker almost died. Shawn, whatever the hell you want to call his performance there. Kane got his mask punched off his face. Triple H tore his pec off. That's how you know it's a really bad. When absolutely nothing goes right with it, except for them playing a game of rummy beforehand in the locker room. We got this. Everyone played cards, that went well, and then they put their gear on, and it's like the reverse of it was Boogeyman. He's coming to get you. Smoke, gyrating, clocks. And then the match started. And you can't remember anything he was at. You just remember the entrance, the worms, eating that thing off of Jillian Hall's face. That's what those matches were to me. They were just why are we no. Come on, Kane, you're smarter than that. Literally.
Yeah, but Taker's the businessman. I mean,
Vince says jump, he says cool.
Okay, let me rephrase that. Okay, nothing from Taker was dumb except for those two scenarios. But again, you're only as good as what the opponents were.
But when you got not taking anything his actual anything he actually did besides for those stupid things. Look at him and Kane. How long did they drag out? That's hell, what, 97, 96, I think they first brought it up. You didn't show up until 96, 97.
Yeah.
And they were still doing it. That the greatest story told.
Oh,
ever. Yeah. And they always made it relevant.
That was over Taker's whole time in the company. It wasn't just a once and said and done. You had when Kane turned heel again, he was without the mask, shaved head.
Yep.
The whole Paul Bearer can taking Taker's powers and
that's what I'm saying.
Thing and,
they drug that out that was the best story ever told.
It was never a one and done deal. It was throughout the whole tenure.
Yeah, they did 23, 24 years of just no matter how separate they were, whatever part they were in, whether they were together or they hate each other, they were always somehow right there. Like that was the best story. Now the rest again, and the Giant Gonzalez thing, like that wasn't a him fault though. That kind of like he got shafted on that one, but the rest of it, minus like putting dude on like crucifying dude on the symbol. I mean, everything was actually really, really good.
Yeah.
Oh, and he came down from the ceiling like the bat wings and all, like that was stupid. Whoever came up with that entrance, that was stupid. The rest of it was great. That was stupid. But I mean, there's so many people you can't. I mean, hell, even Stone Cold and The Rock, like, and Rikishi hitting him with the car. Like, that was actually stupid. Like, but Taker, minus like little things here and there, like that was just the best tenure ever. Best ever.
I mean, but that's just again Taker being that loyal guy. And
just, he goes in there. He goes in there like, what? I'm going to tell Vince that I'm done.
By all means, it does not take away from Taker as a person. As
it doesn't take away. It doesn't take away anything at all.
No, not at all. Like I want to get that. I just want to get that across.
Yeah,
because
it was just bad. That was the one. That was the one glitch. Like that whole scenario with them doing super showdowns and greatest Royal Rumbles, all that stupidness was just bad, and they shouldn't have done it. And he knew he shouldn't have done it. Like everyone knew they shouldn't have done it. But he walks into an office with Vince saying that he wants to retire, and he walks out with like a new contract, getting ready to do more matches. Like, Vince says jump, he's all cool. What, when, where, why, how?
Yeah.
I'll be there for you.
But another one, another quick one that defined my childhood. I've always loved him. He is one of the GOATs. That is Chris Jericho. Just hands down, everything he's been in, company wise, storyline wise. The way he has reinvented himself. Like that's the one thing.
Continuously.
The one thing that stands out for Chris Jericho is reinventing himself. Keeping it fresh, like every single time.
Every time.
Yeah, the man can just, he could probably come up with something crazy off the wall that no one's gonna buy into. But guess what? Everyone does buy into it.
And again, the only really, dumb thing wasn't on him. And I'm pretty sure he said he actually, like, one of the reasons why he left was this exact thing, but was having him make Kevin lose the title to Goldberg so that they could have the title that they didn't need between him and Brock.
Yeah.
Again, that wasn't on him. That was the company saying, well, they need the title. Why?
Yeah.
And then Brock held on to it for what, a year? Defended it like 3 times. Like that one, they did him dirty on that. See, that's not a him thing. They did him dirty. Dirty. Exactly. That shouldn't, like, they're not going to be that stupid. They're not going to be that stupid. They're not going to be that stupid. I was just sitting there praying, continuously repeating what they're not going to do it. 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 And then suddenly it's like, what? Oh no. Yeah. Like when you had that gut feeling when he's sitting there talking, it's like, oh, balls.
Yeah.
And then he turns around, spear, jackhammer, done. Like that didn't need to happen. That was stupid.
Yeah.
That was a dumb idea. Stupid creative. I don't even know if that's putting it, like, that was bad.
Yeah.
But that wasn't on him again. Like all the different variations between him and Jericho to him first showing up with the stupid hair, everything. Him and Triple H and Steph getting, like first Universal Champion.
When he went to New Japan, man, like just everything. It didn't matter. I can't think of, again, except for a couple bits and pieces. But just again, the solid fact he can reinvent himself with no problem, with no one objecting. Like, hell, he was the Lion Tamer for God's sake, and that fit for that time. To Y2J to the, Alpha Omega to the New Japan stuff, back to just everything. Just I can't,
I still love the list. Sorry, like it has.
Yeah, the list, and the whole when he first came to WWE, that countdown thing was like
Look how long they drug that out too.
I even like the whole light up jacket thing. That was cool. Like it's everything. Everything. How he invented himself to save us vignettes, like just and I mean, I remembered like the whole Save Us thing, like that on social media was making everyone go nuts.
Yeah.
Like
he
just
did
everything.
He was top, like look how long it was. And I don't think he's ever, like, remember he left too and he said he was done forever. What, screw him, done. It's amazing how quickly he was on the network already. And well, suddenly Vince was happy, Chris is happy, Stone Cold's happy. Like everyone says, well, it's done, screw him. 10 minutes later, I go, okay, come here, what? Come here, buddy. I love you. Yeah.
That's about as quick as Charlotte getting suspended and reinstated.
Yep. Everyone leaves the company burnt out and pissed off though. So I mean, some of them stay that way, but most of them always come back home.
Yeah.
And thank God they brought, because without the list, I mean, God, the product sucks so bad without him just running around telling like Todd Phillips, but you just telling him that his name isn't Tom and putting like week after week.
Yeah.
You just made the list. Like it was just the dumbest thing ever, but everyone wanted to see it.
Yeah.
Everyone loved it. It just ate it up. Then, again, Kevin turned on him. Why is my name on here? And look what that led to. And they had a hell of a match. I don't think Vince was happy, but Vince is never happy. What else? I mean, like, Vince unhappy. Oh, you would never be like that. Why is my name on here? Murder. Like just game over. Everyone remembers.
Vince is always known to shoot now, ask questions later, kind of.
The festival of friendship,
Yeah, that was.
I mean, he pulled that off.
Yeah.
For the love of God, he pulled that off. Like that's just. I mean, who else could pull that off? I mean, they've tried to do something like that so many times. Guess what? This is your life and that.
Yeah, top two.
Like, look at the rest of the segments where it was like, okay, it wasn't bad. But I mean, those two, like you could watch it over and over again.
Yeah.
And I wish I could have, again, said it many times. I wish I could have saw Vince's reaction as they just kept going with "This is your life." And he was probably the damage that was done.
I am sure they got their rear ends chewed out, but at the
until
same time,
about 9 o'clock the next morning, they're like, "Oh my God, I love you!" Like, yeah. Well, you just got your ass
just like Mick Foley off the Hell in a Cell and all that stuff. Great job. Don't ever do it again. Kind of.
Vince told me he had to put a governor on me.
Pretty sure during the Attitude Era there was a lot of those things.
Yep.
Because I'm sure USA is like, you shouldn't be doing that. But hey, look, the ratings are good, and then Vince goes back and go, okay, we're cool.
They said like 100 million people. What? Do it again. Okay. DX, the State of the Union address.
Yeah.
It was just another one of those things. But the Festival of Friendship, like that was just. Why is my name on here? All hell, like, and they need. I can't believe they got rid of the title. God, that was so stupid.
Yeah.
Talking about title runs that didn't need to happen.
Yeah.
Because we're not getting into that tonight. Yeah. Championship runs that didn't need to happen.
Write it down.
I can think of one. I can think of a second one. I can think of a third one.
Same person.
1, 2. I could think of 3. 2 of them were the same guy. The other one, he has a very large nose like me. And I don't know why he needed to win the Rumble to get the title when they could have just shafted Roman out of said thing.
Yeah.
And they could have fought any way.
Yeah.
But yes, that other guy, I was just so happy that they didn't screw it up at like Fastlane, whatever the hell it was. I don't know. Whenever he faced Goldberg, please, but I don't think they're gonna do. Please, God, don't do it again. Why? You already done it to us twice with the same guy.
Yeah.
And they saved themselves. yay, but oh my God, oh, please no, please no, please no. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know if you had the same feeling, but I was sitting there just, oh, I said they're not that stupid, but we've said that before.
Why does the Flash paradox have to happen?
Every
Even though the
single
Flash
time.
paradox, like changed everything for your comic book nerds, but it was like Vince's Flash paradox where we're just gonna keep doing the same thing and expect a different reaction. Oh wait, that's the definition of insanity. Oh man. Because we know he's a little off his rocker. Okay, more than a little off, but that's okay. You know,
Hey,
glass half full, half empty, however you want to look at it. Yeah, just yeah.
glass half stupid.
No, full stupid. There's not even half empty or half full. It's full. It's overflowing. Like it. The glass is broke.
Well, that was going to be my next one. So I find it
The
broken,
glass,
shattered on the ground.
Glass broke because it was so full of stupid. I had to throw it through the dishwasher like a dozen times, and from it, just the wear and tear just shattered in the dishwasher. That's how dumb.
God, there's so much stupid.
I know.
Like who? Like, I mean, I know you just show up and do what they tell you, Bill. Like, we've heard you say that enough times, but
yeah.
You know, you could say, how about we don't use the title? Why? Because I don't mind. I've had more title runs for 5 minutes than I had title runs in my entire career. With WWE, at least. I mean, even though that one, when he led into Elimination Chamber, I mean, if you guys haven't watched Goldberg in that Elimination Chamber match, go watch it. That was a hell of a run. Could have been a hell of a run, but, you know, of course, they had to protect the one with the nose.
Yeah.
Heaven forbid he could ever lose.
Hey, he's got one of the worst WrestleMania win-loss records.
It's just the rest of the year they have to catch up to. His match with Taker, though, X7. Sorry, that was a classic. At least I think that was X7. They beat the hell out of each other. That was good.
Oh, yeah.
That made everyone look good. There's the one I'm not complaining about, but you take that loss because that was awesome.
Actually, you know what? Like all 3 WrestleMania matches with AJ.
Taker.
Yeah, just brings
we all knew what was going to happen.
The last one really brought the tear to the eye, you know.
I know that whole spontaneous thing that wasn't even planned. Oh, you're just going to sit there and like, get up, stupid. We got to stumble out of here as we both look like we just got hit by cars on his back.
Yeah.
Like you should have watched that back and been like, yeah, what? I'm done. Like, no, you shouldn't have to watch it back. Just wake up the next morning. Hell,
yeah.
10 minutes after you got back from, like, I guarantee the adrenaline rush was over. Well, like, not very long after they made it back through the curtain.
Yeah. No doubt.
Like what? Hey, I'm undefeated. Bye. I'm out. Like, screw this.
Yeah.
And no one would have complained if he didn't lose going out. No one would have noticed.
Yeah.
Would have noticed the streak wasn't going, but that was it. So much Undertaker conversation tonight.
I know.
He deserves it.
Oh, yeah.
He has brought us decades of entertainment and some pretty cool entries. Yeah, that's the best entrances probably ever. Fact. Yep. All right, I had to stop and think. Him for how epic they were, and then we can go to Stone Cold with just glass shattering and like you didn't need anything else. Or just Stone Cold, middle fingers, beer, pickup trucks. I mean, ATVs, everything.
Stone Cold glass, Undertaker gong. That first 2 things that come into mind
for best entrances ever.
Yeah.
That pop, gong.
Yep.
Just as big of a pop. I don't want to try to compare the two.
Then you have Triple H and water.
He did it well, though. He spit that water better than anyone in wrestling history.
That's right.
Damn it. He sprays water better than anyone. And anyone that's a wrestling fan, you all know that you have done it at some point in your life.
Exactly.
That's guilty how you know it's a good one. We have all sat there and just and looked like complete toolboxes.
And if you have not tried to drink beer like Stone Cold does, then you're not a true wrestling fan.
Or you're never in the Marine Corps.
True.
I mean, in our day, we did drink probably more beer than him. At least I did. I don't remember you having like the lots of beer.
On the night. Depending on the night.
We are much better people now. Notice I went the whole time and we didn't see a can of anything.
Hey, I haven't had a beer in over 2 years.
I mean, we did have that shot of Jameson, I believe, on my birthday.
Well, I mean, liquor. I have my whiskey. I have my wine. Every once in a while,
we had that. Otherwise,
yeah,
we haven't drank together in a very long time.
Yeah,
and that's better for us health-wise and not wanting to die anytime soon. So that was good on it. Yeah. We'll get back out to it tomorrow with whatever you would like to talk about. And guess what, world? We're not doing pre-shows except for pay-per-views and predictions. Want to know why? Because there's nothing to ever go over because they don't tell us anything. And when they do, they change it at the last second. So I executive decision, me and Justin are only doing previews for takeovers and pay-per-views because they're not going to change them 3 minutes before it starts.
All right. Well,
done.
I've got 10 ruthless aggression attitude era moments.
There we go. Yeah.
Not in any order, just moments in general, whether it's debuts, returns, segments, stuff that we haven't touched on. Because I know there's, besides that, I have
we can go on forever.
I also have top shocking moments, which I have like 25 of those, but I want to do something small and do eventually the top shocking moments sometime like on, like another Saturday kind of deal where we have, where we can just focus on that. Maybe kind of do a brief Smackdown review next Saturday and then really hit hard on that.
Or we could do Smackdown and then do something. We could just do Sundays for the big show. Except for pay-per-views, what if we don't have any predictions to do? We don't have. Yeah. There's nothing to go over that happened. We could just Sunday. We could just go over something really, really big, like Billy and Chuck and their disastrous wedding. I'm sorry, it's not on your list, but Billy and Chuck and that whole ridiculous wedding was just. Well, this is crap. Like I knew it. Thank you, Rico. Worthless. But we can do that on Sunday. Sundays will be the big show about just anything because that's the one day of the week we don't have to worry about anything.
Because as I said, most of my lists I try not to double over.
And Thursday
of other things that we've talked about. So
and we could do. Well, no, we can't do Thursday because we have to go over NXT. So Sunday, wherever the hell you're listening to us, because our positions don't move. People's positions change all the time. And another quick shout out to whoever you are in Germany. Find us on Facebook.
Exactly.
Like and I want to talk to you. That's what I'm talking about. That's the shocker of the day. Never mind how much we just rambled about everything because we missed last night. Where the hell did the German person come from? And whoever it was that showed him it, kudos to you. Exactly. You deserve something. I don't even know what's appropriate to give someone that, but
Goldschlager.
Had a bad experience once, but I'm down. A terrible, terrible night. It was a delicious night.
It goes well with Code Red Mountain Dew, but again, I haven't had a soda in 2 years either. So I mean,
it goes really good with apple cider as well. Like that whole cinnamon apple thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you get in trouble, and that's when you have a really bad night suddenly.
Yeah. But you got to drink it. You got to drink it on the warm side, man, because it really kicks in real quick.
Quick, fast, and in a quick, fast, and in a. Ooh.
Yeah.
Like you try to stand up, and you're well, that was a terrible idea. What? Drinking? No, just standing up. The drinking part was fun.
Drinking warm apple cider with Goldschlager is like doing a line of cocaine, which I've never done in my life. That's just that quick reaction, and you're just like.
I've heard stories.
Yeah.
Never done it, but I've heard stories. It is a wonderful thing. Or a shot of Jaeger or a Jaeger bomb. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're the only ones that like to mix like shots of liquor with like our energy drinks because why not? It's America. But yeah, We'll find out something. Get him something. I don't know, but we'll get back at it tomorrow. Went a little bit longer, a little extra rambling, but he was dying last night, and I was sitting here in this exact position going, sooner or later he's going to be better.
Hey, we made up for it.
And then when he wasn't better, I was like, well, screw it. Too late now. And then I might have drank a little drink. But you sounded deathly, so I'm glad you're doing okay.
Yeah.
Welcome back. And tomorrow we are going to catch you with whatever comes out of his giant brain, because his works way better than mine ever could, because I use my head as a battering ram. So till tomorrow, I will always be that grumpy ski guy.
And I'm that Justin guy.
And we will see y'all tomorrow. Peace.